Yo, what is up guys? And today we're going to be reviewing the new characters that are coming out for the treasure map. We got a headliner Ace and two recruits, Marco and Marshall D. Cheech. In addition to Boa Hancock that we got to farm from PK, now we got her 6 plus. So let's start with Hancock and see how her 6 plus is looking compared to her 5-star. So the type and the color are staying the same, which is fine. We don't have to have two copies. The captain doesn't really matter. We're never going to be using her as a captain. The sailors are pretty basic. This part is pretty good here for recovery, so we can have some of her recovery orbs to complete the bind and the conditions for her special. They added ignoring debuff protection for 100% defense reduction, which is great because her 5-star didn't have that, and having 100% ignoring debuff protection is amazing. There's not a lot of characters that have that, and to have it on a free-to-play character is going to be helpful in the future. The Melo effect is nice when we need to when we need to stall. Recovers 30,000 HP, 10,000 more than the 5-star, and the bind is the same. Two recovery orbs per two turns per recovery orb. So we need 5 orbs to have 10 turns of bind removal, which is not a huge deal. We already get 3 by default from her sailor, and 70% resistance reduction for strength, dex, and psi, which is a nice bonus. And for that we need 10 orbs. It's hard to achieve, but as I said, we get 3, so that's 30% baseline. Not a huge deal. And for the bonus, we have, if you have 4 Kuja pirates or Paramecia characters, you get a territory. This part is really nice because we don't have a lot of characters that have a territory, that apply territory, that are free to play. And sometimes you really need to apply territory to not kill your damage. It's nice to have another option in addition to the co-op Hiyori that we got a couple months ago. That one came in handy a couple of times during Kizuna. The requirement of having Kuja pirates and Paramecia is a little bit steep. I think she's a Kuja pirate and Paramecia, so you need 3 more Paramecia. The Paramecia part is fine. We can get a couple characters that are Paramecia, but it's still hard to have 4 characters that satisfy the requirement. But overall, if you don't need the territory, it's these are pretty good effects: bind removal, defense, 100% reduction, and Melo and resistance reduction. Let's check the PvP. She is strength. She gives level 5 HP, attack, and speed to strength, and 5. If you have 5 or more free spirits, you get an extra 5 attack boost to strength, which is not enough. And her special 27 cooldown. That's middle of the road, and you get 100% paralysis, special bind, and confusion, but it's only in small radial range, which is not going to be. It's going to be within most of the time, and most people are going to be, if you use her in PvP, you're going to be using her as a bench, and when you use a unit from the bench, you want it to be some heavy hitters that do a lot of damage or do special bind or confusion for the enemy, so you can recover. And this is not what you want coming out of your bench to save you from losing. but overall it's a good free-to-play unit just from her special. So we move to the headliner of the batch, Treasure Map Ace, Strength, Powerhouse, and Striker. It's pretty good to see them add more strength units to the TM Legend roster, because for the longest time we only had access to the Mr. 2 TM Legend as a strength unit for, or strength boosted unit for the treasure map. This is a good addition with the buggy that we got a couple months ago. The tag is Whitebeard Pirates and Logia type. The captain is 5.25 attack boost to striker, powerhouse, and strength. The HP boost we don't care about. He makes strength recovery and tandem orbs beneficial for those same types, and makes strength orbs boost the chance of getting strength orbs. That's a basic special. That's a basic captain so far. If the crew is inflicted with burn from special, support, or enemy effect, replaces that debuff with the following effect: an attack boost of 2.75 that can be boosted 2 times for 4 turns. That's an okay effect as long as the content is tailored towards this this captain ability, but most of the time after this treasure map you're not going to be seeing a lot of effects like this. And burn is not a huge deal. You can just deal with it other ways or just eat it sometimes. It's not a big deal to just take a couple damage from burn. And if you have 3 Whitebeard Pirates, you reduce paralysis and despair by 2 turns and boost attack against enemies inflicted with burn by 1.2. They could have made it more paralysis and despair turns, given that there's a condition on it. And if we look at the Whitebeard Pirates that we have, there's not a lot of good characters that are not Ace already that you can put on the team, or Whitebeard. As you can see here, we have this legend here. We can use it. It's one of the best ones. We can use this one. Obviously, we can't use this Ace. I think that's the problem, is the roster that we have for this Whitebeard Pirates tag. We don't have enough characters to satisfy that, or we don't have enough good characters to satisfy that. Because if you look at this Oden, like look at him, he's a slasher. He doesn't have any slasher, free spirit, and dex. He doesn't have any synergy with this Ace. Same with this. I mean, he's powerhouse, but yeah, what you gonna do with this special? Like it's only useful on Grand Voyage. Okay, so we go into his sailor. Boost attack or base attack by 100. That's nothing. Up to 2 times per adventure when any other strength, powerhouse, or striker captain character uses a special, reduces special cooldown of this character by 2 turns. So it has to be a captain that is strength, powerhouse, or striker, which is already going to have to be a problem here, because his special is ignore debuff protection and inflict all enemies with burn that will deal 100 times enemy attack in damage for 2 turns. That's okay, we don't care. Reduce crew's HP by 99%. It could be useful sometimes when we have to deal with stun. Okay. Reduces burn and bind by 4 turns, so in addition to his 2 turns of paralysis and despair, we have burn and bind. Okay. If your crew has already an attack boost, which is sometimes it comes from here, when the content is tailored toward this captain, you're gonna get hit by burn and then swap that burn into this attack boost, and that way you can benefit from this part of the special where you get an attack boost with the condition of attack boost based on your damage percentage reduction, just like the New Year's Yamato from a couple years ago. But the rest of his kit does not give us damage protection percentage damage reduction to go with this special. So it's already missing two elements now, and boost attack otherwise for 2.7 for 3 turn, and if he already used his special once in this turn, he applies territory. Okay, that's good, but the condition, we need to get his special back another time. So if you have a crew that has 3 or more Whitebeard pirates, mythical zoans, or riser pirates, which is already a small categories, up to one time you get 13% cooldown back, which is not good because as captain you have no way to get the remaining 2 cooldowns back. We're already, the maximum you can go down to is 15 turns, so we're already going to be missing 2 turns. And usually captains or special that have that, just like the Cross Guild, they usually have a super special that can give them extra 2 turns to finish the last 2 turns, or an extra 1 turn of cooldown, so they can get their special back as captains. In this case, he cannot do that because his super special effect only deals damage, it reduces enemies' resistance by 10%, and boosts and transform Powerhouse into Super Powerhouse. So as captain, you're always going to need another character that can give him 2 turns, so he can launch his special the second time and get the territory. So it's already like a disjointed special and captain effect, on top of having a lot of restrictions based on having to bring Whitebeard pirates, mythical zone, or riser pirates, which is fine because a lot of all of Marco's are mythical zones and Whitebeard pirates. So overall, I don't think this is gonna be a good unit. It's gonna be just like the Honesty Impact Kobe. He had his content tailored to him, and then after that, with all the conditions and the loopholes that you have to jump over to make him work, it's gonna fall apart and you're not gonna be using him as much. As Sailor, it could work, but you need to bring a Strength, Powerhouse, or Striker captain with him, so he can get his cooldown back to use his special. So mainly he's going to be used as a sailor, so that makes the captain useless. And if you're summoning on a TM legend, you want to be able to use him as a captain or sailor, and without all these conditions and loopholes that you have to jump over to make him work. So let's check his support. His support is alright, taking damage and reducing burn on the final stage. Nothing special for Marco, Whitebeard, Jinbei, and Blackbeard. His PvP has final tap. Is it? It's not base attack. Adds additional total damage normal striker this turn. Okay, so it's a good final tap compared to the ones we've been receiving. You add basically double the damage that you've done with striker characters at the end of the final tap. It's basically one of the best types of last taps to have, the ones that accumulate most of the damage of your characters and put it at the end of the final tap. But again, it's only for strikers, so there is another restriction on there that you have to build around strikers, Whitebeard pirates. Yeah, it's a mess. Usually characters like this, they have a lot of restrictions, they don't work long term. For his PvP abilities, level 6 HP and attack, to strength and striker, it's okay. And then when there is 3 or more Whitebeard pirates, alright, I stop here for when I see that. Don't take this seriously. That is not going to be used for this. There's not 3 or more Whitebeard pirates that are going to be useful in PvP that you're going to be bringing on your team, on your strength or striker team, to make use of this ability. His cooldown, his special cooldown is 30 seconds. It's already a high cooldown. C deals 3.5 attack damage to all enemies, large and sideways. That's not what you want to see. Large and sideways. That's not going to be hitting a lot of characters, and reduces the CT of one strength and striker character. So it has to be strength and striker. The only good strength and striker right now in PvP are what? The Kid and the what are them called? The Rocks Pirates, which is you're not gonna be including him there, and also the Rocks Pirates, even though they have Whitebeard, they do not have the tag of Whitebeard Pirates because obviously Whitebeard Pirates were not a thing in that time. The rest of the kit requiring 3 or more Whitebeard pirates is not going to be it's not going to go over well. Alright, overall this special is okay. It's missing some things. It could have been better. I don't think it's worth pulling for. I would save my gems for August when we get the One Piece Day celebration. You can make do without him and pull him later. It's a cool unit, it's a cool support, but it's not worth pulling in my opinion. Alright, we move into the first red recruit, the Marco. Let's see. So Captain, we don't care. The Sailor reduces special bind on Whitebeard pirates only, and reduce special bind on himself by 8 turns. So 2 turns for Whitebeard pirates only, and then 8 on himself. And if there's a territory, we get extra damage, so whatever. Changes the orb, including Black Orb, into TND, and reduces special bind duration 6 turns. That's okay. Even though I don't know why they made it this way, so you get only 2 turns for the Whitebeard pirates, and then you get the last 2 with the special. I think it's dumb, but whatever. It could come in handy sometimes when you don't want to use it. You only want to get over only 2 turns. Yeah, I don't see it working long term. And then reduce threshold reduction duration by 6 turns. It's pretty good. Special bind and threshold reduction, and add 1.3 to the chain. If HP is above 20% and your crew has 3 plus Whitebeard pirates, now you get the damage reduction 80% to go with this part of Ace's special, which is not a good idea. When you have something like that, you want the character to be self-sufficient. So for Ace, at least they could have gave him damage reduction on his super special. Either give him super special that give damage reduction to go with this part, or give him 2 turns of cooldown to go with this part. Now when you playing with Ace, you have to bring a character that gives you damage reduction, also a character that gives you 2 turns of cooldown, so you can use your special second time to get the territory. Then we get boost chain growth rate by 1.5%. That's pretty good. 1.3 chain additional and 1.5 growth. That's pretty good. If HP is below 20% and the special is activated, your crew has 3 plus Whitebeard pirate crew. Then boost chain growth by 1.75%. Alright. I'm torn on this one. The special, this part is good. It's okay. It's not a great standalone. It's fine. You can make use of this. Like this can can be useful in the future. I wouldn't be mad if I pulled this. Even though I'm not pulling this banner. The support, 1 turn of threshold with the perfects, just like the admirals, and it goes on Whitebeard pirates. Again, it's a cool cool support. Could be useful. I would give it like an 8 or 7 out of 9. This character is pretty good, and he doesn't have any rumble. And potential abilities are barrier penetration with a condition. All right. Okay, yeah, 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. And then we move into Marshall DT Z. Ha 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 ha. My favorite character. And if you've read the spoilers or the latest chapter, the stocks for Blackbeard are rising without just spoiling anything. So Strength Striker Powerhouse, Whitebeard and Egghead, Jags. Again, Captain we don't care. Restores special cooldown to Whitebeard characters with 2 turn when it's rewinded. That's a unique sailor. I can see why you could put a condition on it, because there's not a lot of sailor that reduce special rewind, which is a cool thing to have. Even though it's restricted, but it's still a cool thing to have. Hopefully they can do more of this in the future. And then boost HP when they have territory. Who cares? Reduce special cooldown. Okay, reduce special cooldown of Powerhouse and Striker by 2 turns. Again, you need this guy so he can give you 2 turns of special, so you can use your special again, because they somehow, I don't know why they did that. They made them dependent on Marco and Whitebeard and Blackbeard. So, and then reduces attack down by 6 turns and boosts base attack. Who cares? And changes all orbs from block into recovery orbs. And if HP is 20% or above or below, when you're low HP, basically after using a special once, and you have 3 Whitebeard pirates, inflicts all enemies with weaken. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about this one. I love Blackbeard obviously, so it's hard to be critical, but this captain is pretty. This special is pretty basic. With conditions on top of that. I like this part, but that's about it. And for the support, once inflicted with attack down, reduces by 2 turns and gives you a recovery orb. Yeah, it's nothing special. And for Whitebeard pirates, we already have this Jozu that can just do that for Whitebeard and Ace, and we get minus 2 turns of attack down. And for the potential abilities, he has Enrage and Super Tandem. What it does, boost attack by 1.7, pretty basic, pretty run of the mill. So that's it. This batch looks pretty mediocre based on the special and the captain. The treasure map is looking like it's going to be a nightmare. Hopefully we don't struggle with that, but I do not advise to summon on this banner. Just save your gems. There's going to be a new Super Sugo, and likely it's going to be a Red Structure Super Sugo in a month from now, in August, mid-August. And yeah, save your gems and just do your. You don't have to rank for the next month or 2. Just do your 3 million points or 10 million points for the rewards and call it a day. You don't have to grind. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you found this helpful and insightful. Please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.